holidays are around the corner, which means more people will be traveling, but it's also a busy time in the woods with deer on the move.
That's right. Unfortunately, those two sets of travelers often come in contact with one another, and when they do, it usually doesn't go well for the deer, the driver, or the vehicle. Grace Brister hit the road to find out how you can stay safe, and she's back here in the studio with more. Grace?
According to the Mississippi Department of Transportation, there were 3,979 deer-related crashes in the state last year. I spoke to the crew at Bob's Paint and Auto Body in Columbus about what they see and the advice they have for drivers.
You may have heard the saying, like a deer in the headlights, used to describe the way someone looks when they're in shock. Well, both the driver and the deer tend to freeze up right before a collision, and Mississippi is considered a high-risk state for deer collisions. Ashley Denton, the general manager at Bob's Paint and Auto Body Shop in Columbus, says they see about a 40% increase in car versus deer damage between October and January.
I do believe that the deer tend to move at night more than they do during the day because of the hunters being in the woods. What I personally do, and I advise people, is to use more of your peripheral when there's deer, because at night sometimes, if you're aware of it, you can see the eyes with the lights of your vehicle, or if you're driving, instead of focusing on the car in front of you, be a little more aware of the surroundings.
The Mississippi Department of Transportation says if you see one in the road, don't veer for the deer. Brake firmly and don't swerve. And if you do hit a deer, stay calm.
Getting in an accident is not really something a lot of people are used to, so the steps are really pertinent to follow.
The first thing to do is to pull over and make sure the vehicle doesn't have too much damage.
A lot of times deer, when they hit the front of the vehicle, if they have horns, they'll puncture the radiator, you'll lose coolant, you could mess the engine up. So the point of contact whenever you do get in a collision is going to be first the tow company to get the vehicle to where it can be safe and you don't damage it anymore. The second point is going to be calling your insurance, and then at that moment you want to contact the body shop.
Bob's owner, Robert Cooper, says they're ready to do their part to get you back on the road.
Everybody plays their part, and it's a group effort.
Really, if they have any questions pertaining to what's the next step, how to do this, or who they need to call, or this and that, we're more than happy to help, even if we don't retain their business.
According to State Farm, Mississippi is ranked 7th highest for deer collisions, with drivers having a 1 in 64 chance of being involved in a crash with a buck or a doe.